Hey guys, have I got a dyslexic quickie that you can help me with? All right. And I say that on purpose, hoping that you guys would know what that means. Dyslexic. It means for me that numbers, I have a hard time with numbers. They kind of like, if people can imagine things in the air and they can, do their mathematics and stuff like that by thinking about it. But in my mind, everything's all flying around. And when it comes down to like spelling and things like that, numbers and letters get mixed up. They come out of the fingers all by themselves, like some kind of weird magic. But you really were thinking about the word F or the number F or something, and a 5 will show up or something. But it just comes out of nowhere, and things become backwards, and things fit into the same places, and it's just really strange. But that's what dyslexia means. And so it's some people have some severe shit. Mine's pretty severe, but I have to even count my apples when I build and make things. I actually build everything. I draw everything down to the nail, just so I know it's all accounted for. It's kind of interesting. But this is a tongue twister, all right? And so give me one moment to prepare. This is, of course, from the King James Bible. We always use the King James Bible. It sounds like I'm putting on some kind of ad. But yeah, we look for the King James Bible because, yes, it is hard to read, but it contains all the right words and things like that were a complete translation from wherever it came from beforehand. And regardless of what other people have told you about this King James Bible, it is absolutely flawless. So far, we haven't found or run across anything that has been tampered with, other than just that pieces of the Bible never made it into the main thing. And what we've done is when we've gone to these other parts of the Bible that have been banned and have been taken out of the Bible altogether, that they themselves have the same code that we use to open up the Bible. Exact same thing. Exactly same thing. That's the mechanical side of our Bible. That part there, regardless of what century it was found in or taken out of, this and that, when we read it, it has these numbers on it. They follow perfectly, exactly the same thing. That's how we know that they're supposed to be important. So here we have John 12, 25. So this is chapter 12. 12 is about coming together anyways, because that's 12. 12 would be a 3. And then we got this 25, that's a 7. So this is 3 and 7. This is a good thing. So you add those two together and you know that it's a positive situation. This is John chapter 12, verse number 25. He that loveth his life shall lose it, and he that hateth his life in this world, shall keep it unto life eternal. What is really interesting about this is the person. If you love this life, you lose it. That's what I wanted to talk about. Do you realize that is the fallen angels? That's the beginning of the story. That's the whole beginning of everything, when there were giants in those days. These are the fallen angel stories. This is the people that have been kicked out of heaven. Remember, believe it or not, the way the story works is that even Adam and Eve were kicked out of heaven. They were taken out of paradise. And so this is this idea that you've been taken out of the midst and kicked out into the street, so to speak, and all these things in the Bible are out when you're not connected to God. And so here we are in the beginning of the Bibles and everything that, that men began to multiply in those days, and they took on wives and their wives. So they took on the daughters. So they've gone into the emotions. And so all of this is what brings us down to a lower place. And that also is what kills us. Because God says that if you're going to eat from this one here, you will surely die. So these situations are made that when we start off our lives under the vow of separation from our Lord, that we vowed to come in here already dead, that we came in to begin. We've already died. Our children, our seed was taken away from us. This ability to join with God. The Rainbow Bridge itself is not there. Everything is gone. Nothing is. All we think about is the rainbow that comes out into the ocean, or that we see after storms. No one recognizes it as their kundalini, as this. Hey, there's our escape route. There's this place that we use within us. This is our mode of transportation to get from here to space, up into heaven. This is how we escape Earth. And while it's up there, while you're up there, everything gets corrected, and then you get to come back down to Earth, and this is this idea that, oh my God, Ezekiel must have took off to someplace, by way of a UFO, But no, in order for us to live, in order for our soul to experience life, we have to come down spiritually dead, so that this little thing of ours becomes something that we're supposed to search for. And there are little things here and there leaning towards us to look inside and find it. I mean, they come right out and tell you that God is inside and outside. And so you would think about this as being the skin and your soul, something like that. That all of this Trinity is about something that's dealing with you a little more localized than globalized. Remember, charity starts at home in a lot of these cases. But that salvation is in your hands, you don't give it to someone else. And that's where a good multitude of people have put their salvation and everything. They're waiting in line. They're being taught to do this in some of these amusement parks and stuff. For hours, someone's going to be sitting around or standing around before they go on this ride that only takes like 4 or 5 minutes. That's what people are willing to waste so much of their time just for a quick little thrill, and that's great, wonderful. But they're being taught to stand in lines, and not that I would want to jump in front of them and stuff like that, but these are people that they love their lives. They love their lives. While I've been being a painter and living my life and learning and growing my hair like the Bible tells us to, I used to have some pretty long hair. I had it way down here, way down the back of my back, a long time ago. But still, I was a Nazarene. I let my hair grow, and it was great. I had a great time, enjoyed my life, and it didn't hurt me to follow after a father. I still kept my mind about me. I had good upbringings, and I just had a good sense to me. So somehow or another, I feel like I had already had some kind of counsel that just kind of, like a pinball machine, kind of pushed you this way, and pushed you that way before, you finally just didn't have any choice and just went right down the drink. I've been in all those places. It's absolutely beautiful. So those people that love their life and want to be alive, they have to lose their life. They have to lose it forever and ever. This is what we get in order to come alive and be a source of good and bad towards whoever the main source is, wherever it's going, whatever is feeding from us, from this situation. And this thing which somehow winds up being, let me see, I don't want to lose track. Shit, and I did. Isn't that a shame? Isn't that a shame? Well, things just don't always run smooth when you're doing things live. But I'm understanding. I'm understanding what? Well, gosh darn. See if I can pick back up on it again. But shit, Fire, what a bitch. Let me see if I can go backwards. Can I? No, I can't. And I bet you guys know exactly what it is I'm missing here. Well, anyhow, let's try to I'm going to backtrack it for someone. It has to do with the seed that we have planted inside of us. Father, which is God, is a husbandman, and he's likened to plant seeds in earth. And us men are like Adam, someone to till the earth. Back in those days, there was no one to till the earth. And then when he gets his son, does his son kill his brother? And this is something that, starts off all the trouble, where we don't have this messenger anymore. So in this situation, we have all been these fallen angels that have made a pact with the devil to join him, and all of us continue on this course with him. And we learn about makeup, we learn about this, we learn about mechanisms and firing and hatred and wars and machines. And this is what we learn. This is it. This is life. This is life on earth. This is in hell. This is working, doing your job. This is serving the devil. And you have to do this first. This is hell. We have buildings to build, and we have other people's buildings to tear down, and we have other things to discover, and other things to destroy and stuff, and this is the lower mind, and it's in charge of everything. This is Saturn, and it likes to keep going over and over and over again. So it's a trap of some kind to hold us in place. So, and if you want to do this, and it's desired, it's the most desired thing in the cosmos, is to come alive on Earth. They wait in line hours and hours and hours and hours and hours to take this ride that only goes whoop, and it's over with. That's how it works. These souls are lined up to come and have a great time, and when they're here, it's done just that fast, and the body dies, heaven and earth. But the word keeps on going on. You just go try to. I want to ride in the front this time, And so, in order to do this, you have to come in dead. All right, those are people that love their life. They have to lose it. Those people that have to lose their life, that they hate their lives. These are those people you got to hate mom and dad. You have to hate your brothers and sisters, and yea, even hate yourself. These are people that they hate their lives, their worlds right now. Those are the ones that will inherit it and live it forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. It's a positive situation. So you'll find that that's how this thing works, We got to do the death thing first, because we come into life this way. We need to do this first. It's our works. We have to run around like that. Isn't that interesting? All I can do is pull up different... I can go from front to back, any place, in the middle, wherever. We'll still find this information just poking out, telling us of this way home. How to correct yourself, how to fix things, how to do it yourself. Anyways, like we said, it's always the way. One this way or something that way. There's something about inside, something outside. There's inward, there's outward. There's mankind, and then there's womankind, and there's, mind, and then there's spirit, so it's always, light and dark, my goodness, and left and right. Oh my God, It's just interesting, but those two is always what it is. It's always what those things are. It says, all our soul is asking for two things. It says it wants you to cut the vanity, kill that part of you that has vanity. And we find when we haven't got mother on us, and everything, if we're working with the Lord, if we're working on the word, for following Jesus' word, for following the word, the letter, well, it winds up killing us. Just the way it works, because that's what we did to live. We believe Jesus dies for our sin. And in that situation, he's out of our lives and gone, and we think that we are just the bee's knees just by believing that he died for us. My goodness, ain't that something? So what happens is this road that we travel down this way by doing what Jesus tells us to do, and that is to be patient, wait till the end. Those people will be rewarded, those that can make it all the way to the end of this thing. But they wind themselves up in a place where they live and then die, and they never gotten anywhere, and they just their soul grows somewhere else, and their families and everything keep doing the same things over and over again. So they're caught up in the bands, in the what is in all these situations in circles that keep going around and around, though, like the rings of Saturn. So this is the snare that catches everybody, and it only leads to death. That's what it means. And so, but this is what it takes to live here. And only after you have lived here for eons and eons and eons do you search one day and you get pulled out. God singles you out of the crowd and pulls you out of this hell. But you're still a part of hell. But you're now shining a light on people, and I think that's what my job is. It's what I'm feeling it is to bring other people aboard, to bring more light in wherever it is in the world that you are. That we can turn that light on with you, and you can take up your part of the world, But this is what he asked. This idea is that, this is how he doesn't want all flesh to be consumed. He wants a few of us to come alive, come alive in Christ. That's beautiful. And there's no self worshiping and all that stuff. You're just available for a beautiful light to come through you and into the world around you. And there's nothing like that. It's just silly to think any other way. But you become a helper, and you help other people cross this bridge over into the water. Remember, we teach people how to become this vessel and float away from land, to let loose, let go of the land. Go with the water. Let the water take you someplace. That water has a place for you to go to. You have to wait. Hold on. Do not hold on to the land. Let go. I call it the monkey arm. I think it's called the monkey arm. But if you want to progress, you've got to let loose. Let loose. Look for the next limb on your way into the future. All right. I love you guys. I really do. Hope you get something out of this.